Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We are doing something slightly more different today. We're gonna give our opinions on some hot takes, some recent news, aren't we, Andrew?
We are
From
absolutely.
the MMA world, and we're going to begin with Poirier McGregor at the Cowboy Stadium on the 23rd of January, apparently, but McGregor wants it earlier.
Has that been confirmed or not?
So, as obviously, McGregor initially reached out to him and said, let's do this for charity or whatever. This is after him getting his penis and balls out on a yacht somewhere in the Mediterranean. Everyone seems to have forgotten about that. Yeah. But yeah, everyone has forgotten about that now. Yeah. So he said, I want to fight this year. He reached out to Dustin, then Dana White got involved, as far as I understand. And if any of our fans are watching, please feel free to drop comments on this. And then Dana White said, I can give you guys a fight, a headliner, but it will have to be in January, specifically January the 23rd. So it's it's an interesting one. Obviously, it's a rematch, and he's saying he tweeted recently saying, I'm going to fight Justin. He's going to get another Dustin or something like that. McGregor's quite clever.
Are you saying Dustin or Justin here? It sounds like
you're... Dustin.
Okay,
yeah. And then McGregor said he's going to get another Dustin on his tweets.
Dustin's going to get a Dustin. Okay.
Yeah. And then he said after that, Manny Pacquiao's going to get it. So I think he's got his sights set on the Pacquiao fight. But in the meantime, it looks like he wants Poirier.
So obviously he loses to Pacquiao. That's 100%.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who thinks he can beat Pacquiao just doesn't know anything about combat sports.
Literally knows nothing about fighting.
Yes. Knows nothing about fighting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Brendan Schaub is in that category.
Yeah. When he thought he could beat McGregor.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't think people understand the distinction between the massive distinction between boxing and MMA and actual boxing. No. It's just a huge
they have no idea the difference in quality. They assume that the striking is comparable to professional boxing. It's not even close.
It's nowhere near.
As a rule, boxing and MMA is very bad. You have some decent boxers, but generally it is really bad.
Compared to high-level boxers, it's very bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how do you think this goes with...
I was going to ask you that. The thing is, I mean, the McGregor's always got the left hand, right? He's got one of the hardest left hands in the game, and he can put anyone to sleep if he lands it. But the problem with McGregor is now everyone knows his weakness. His weakness is grappling in the ground. He's been choked out by Nate Diaz. He's been choked out by Khabib. Nate Diaz lost him in the second fight, but I felt like he could have probably choked him out in that fight as well if he'd taken him down, but he chose to stand with him. So I'm just thinking, if Poirier does get him down, he could probably choke him out. He is a black belt.
I think, can Poirier get him down, though? Khabib...
That's a good point.
He stuffed a lot of Khabib's takedowns.
He stuffed one or two in the first round. But that initial takedown that Khabib threw in the first round was a very unusual one. He basically grabbed his ankle. It was a single leg, but it was a single leg where he dropped so far in front of him, so far away from him, that he didn't want to give him any opportunity to punch him, because Khabib's not an idiot. He hates Conor, but he knows Conor can put him to sleep in the first round, particularly. Yeah. So he dropped like that and grabbed his ankle. So that may have been takedown defense, but it wasn't, in my opinion, an actual takedown attempt. It was to grab his leg, spin him around a bit, which he eventually did, get him tired, try again, and then he got the takedown. But that's a good question. Can Poirier get him down?
Probably at some point.
Probably at some point, yeah. He's got good cardio. He's really developed his game. He's been a lot more active. Mm, but also, Poirier could probably bang with him now. He is a very good boxer.
I would say Poirier is one of the best boxers, like pure boxers in the UFC.
Yeah.
But in his last fight against Dan Hooker, he took far too much damage, I think.
Yeah.
And I was surprised because I was thinking, Dustin Poirier is technically very, very sound. Dan Hooker, not so much. He's more of a straightforward kickboxer, brawler kind of style, comes backwards and forwards. And Dustin Poirier took more damage than he should have done, I think, which kind of made me reassess just how good he is, perhaps. But of course, Conor McGregor's already beaten Dustin Poirier.
Exactly, and he's got that left hand. And if he lands that on Dustin Poirier in round 1 or 2, it could be good night.
But that was at featherweight. This would be at, I assume, lightweight.
Yeah, it'll be at lightweight, which is even more of a problem because he's got more weight behind his left hand. However, it probably means he'll gas quicker too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, is Conor training properly? Where is he at mentally? Is he really a fighter anymore?
Exactly. If this was Conor 3 years ago, it was still training hard.
Yeah.
He would either fuck him up or it would be very competitive.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to give the edge to Conor. But if he's messing about on boats in the Mediterranean, getting his willy out, and he's doing punching old men in bars and doing coke and all of this stuff that he may or may not be doing, we have to assume he's not the same fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then against Cowboy, I know Cowboy is a bit of a shell of what he was. Conor did fuck him up. Like he legitimately fucked him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That explosivity, that power was there.
But Cowboy is not the fighter he used to be, and also Cowboy's always been a very slow starter.
Yes.
So the opportunity was there for him. But I mean, still, he went out there and he put him away in 40, 50 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. I mean, I would have to say in this rematch, I'd give the edge to Dustin Poirier, just because he's been more active. He trains properly. He's improved. I think the Khabib fight taught him a lot about grappling, about being on the ground, and so on. And I also think he wants revenge. I watched an interview, his interview on Teddy Atlas on the Teddy Atlas podcast, and he seemed like he really wanted revenge against him. So I'd give the edge to Poirier 60-40, but McGregor, if McGregor turns up, 80% of the old McGregor, he could just KO him in round 1 or 2. So there's always that chance.
Absolutely, yeah.
But what do you think?
I think it's impossible to say. It's an interesting matchup of styles. You've got the more traditional, pure technical boxing from Dustin Poirier versus this strange style that Conor McGregor has, which you can't define.
Very wide base, yeah.
Wide base. He understands distance, superbly.
Very well.
Extremely explosive. I don't quite know how he does it, but it works, exceedingly well.
He's just very precise with that left hand. Yes. And his front teep kick is very good too, at keeping people at range. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that moves us on to the next issue that's connected to this. Conor wants Pacquiao. What are your feelings on that?
I feel like we don't need to even cover this.
Yeah, let's cover it briefly because it involves hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, but obviously Conor's motivation is hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to lose this fight. It'll be very similar to the Mayweather fight. You've got an MMA striker fighting one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yeah.
I don't follow boxing closely, but I know enough to know that Pacquiao is an absolute legend of the game.
Yeah.
And Conor does not stand a chance, even if Pacquiao is the significantly smaller man. There's no way.
Yeah, he's smaller than him.
He can win.
Yeah, I would argue that this is even worse than the Mayweather fight for him because Pacquiao is still active. He still has a belt. Mayweather was retired. He came out of retirement. Pacquiao beat I've forgotten his name now, but he beat a very good boxer last year. Got a decision win over him. I've completely forgotten his name to win the belt. So Pacquiao's still active. He's still got it, and Pacquiao is not going to fuck around and try and impress the crowd and carry him for a few rounds. Pacquiao will come out and try and do what he does, which is KO him, and I feel like he could KO him very, very quickly.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. The Pacquiao was what, 40, 41 or something?
42, 43, I think.
42, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
He's still got it, though. He's still got it.
Yeah, I mean, 42,
Yeah.
43 is
It's very old for boxing.
It is, but it's younger than it was 10 or 20 years ago, if that makes sense. You know, boxers and fighters, their careers are extending. You know, so you can still be effective into your 40s.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bernard Hopkins showed that he was effective until his 50s. He did some of his best work in his 40s, and it's also connected to how these fighters live. So Bernard Hopkins doesn't drink, doesn't party, doesn't do drugs. Pacquiao's quite similar, you know, conservative Christian, doesn't drink, doesn't really go out. He just trains, does his thing. So yeah, that may have had a factor in all of this, but yeah, more boxing and MMA stuff. There are some rumors circulating about Mayweather and Khabib. Someone asked Khabib, would he be interested? And Khabib said yes, apparently.
Well, but
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
From a fan
Khabib's going to get destroyed.
Yes, I mean, it'd be worse.
He's going to get destroyed.
I mean, it'd be worse than the Conor fight.
Yeah, way worse. Yeah.
I mean, not that Khabib's a terrible striker. He's got okay striking.
He's terrible compared to Mayweather.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's just a cash grab. It's not remotely competitive. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'd watch it. We'd all watch it, right? Just the entertainment value. But nobody would take it seriously.
No. I have a feeling if Khabib did it, and if it's true, he'd probably just give like the money to charity or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think he'll. I don't think he'll take it too seriously.
I suspect that's his motivation. You know, I'll take a beating. I'll make $100 million, give it to charity, do some good stuff throughout the world.
Yeah.
Fair play.
He's already got 20, 30 million. You know, how much money do you really need in Dagestan in the hills?
Yeah. Couple of grand, you know.
$2,000 maybe.
Yeah.
I think 30 million's enough. But yeah, what do you think about this? Moving on, what do you think about the Israel Adesanya and Jon Jones spat over the last few weeks? Been following the tweets?
I like it. I'm enjoying it. I haven't been following the tweets, but I like it. I'm on Team Izzy.
Yeah, of course.
I like Jon Jones as well because he's a weird one. He's a bit of a dick, but he's like an American conservative dick. You know, he loves guns. He's a conservative guy, and yet he's a complete douchebag. I find that entertaining.
He's my favorite fighter, funnily enough, folks.
Well, why is he your favorite fighter? Because he's a douchebag.
Guy. He's not a douchebag. I think Izzy's a douchebag.
Well, when I say douchebag, I mean he just doesn't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
it just doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
Despite like the facade he puts on, like a good Christian guy, he's actually an animal, you know.
No, I think there's a good side to him. I'd like to think so, anyway.
I think there is. I saw him, you know, when the riots happened, Black Lives Matter riots happened. Yeah. He went out into his hometown. Was it Arizona or something?
I think he's from Albuquerque. Is that in Arizona? Possibly.
That's it, yeah. Albuquerque.
New Mexico, maybe? I don't know. But he's from Albuquerque,
yeah. New Mexico, Albuquerque.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
He's, you know, helping out the community, cleaning stuff up and all that stuff. So on the one hand, he's like a model citizen, but on the other hand, he's, you know, shooting guns in the air and getting arrested.
Yeah, that was a few weeks after that.
Yeah.
Well, he went out and he confiscated a few spray cans from some teenagers who were doing some graffiti in his area. They're
Yeah,
just like, give me
white kids supporting Black
yeah,
Lives
white
Matter.
kids.
What the fuck
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
Just go home.
Yeah, they were just like, I don't. That would have been interesting. Imagine if someone tried attacking him. Fucking hell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm on Team Izzy. I quite like Team Izzy. Not Team Izzy. I quite like Izzy.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I think he's an exceptional talent. Of course, Jon Jones
He
is as
is.
well.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
But
quite understand why you don't like him.
I stopped liking him when he went at Jon Jones because Jon Jones is my favorite fighter. So when he
He's your
started
boy.
saying stuff like, I'm going to destroy Jon Jones at 205 and Jon Jones isn't the GOAT, and he started going on about, all the issues he's had in the past, then I just stopped liking Adesanya. Also don't like his pink hair.
I think you started liking him less
like,
when he beat Costa as well, and you bummed him when he was on
yeah,
the ground.
that I didn't like that. I also don't
I
like the
like
whole anime thing going on there.
That's lame.
Find
Yeah,
that quite
that's lame.
nerdy. It's very lame. Jon Jones had a funny tweet about that. So I'm gonna walk into the next anime convention, slap the first 10 people I see. But yeah, what do you think about Tittygate? He's got a massive titty now, is he? Just out of nowhere.
Just one. It's a less
Just one, and he got very nervous when people asked him about it. Got very, very nervous. Started stuttering. Started saying all sorts of things.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room. Steroids. This is what it could be.
That injection at the side of the room. Yeah.
Yeah, like my understanding is that when you do things like testosterone and hormone-based steroids, you can grow tits, right? This is one of the side effects.
Yeah.
You don't just suddenly grow a left tit if you're not doing this stuff.
Was it right tit? If I was looking at it that way, it would have been his right tit. Yeah.
Yeah.
His right tit. Yeah.
His right tit. So
right titty.
I would suspect he's on something.
Yeah, Jon Jones called him out on it, and Jon Jones is somewhat of an expert in this area.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he would know. So
but,
it's a shame. I hope he isn't on steroids. I hope he is just a natural talent and he's doing things the right way. So I don't support steroid use in sports. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is because he's doing something dodgy.
Yeah, as Diaz has once said, everyone's on steroids apart from them and Bisping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bisping made a good point about steroids a few times. He said, obviously, you recover quicker and you can work out longer and stuff like that, but it doesn't make you a better fighter. So this fighting technique that Jon Jones and Adesanya and people have, that's all technique.
All them. Yeah.
That's them. It just makes you recover quicker when you're working out, so on and so forth. Bisping beat a lot of guys on steroids.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make you a better fighter. But yeah, I hope he isn't, but it kind of looks like he is. He got very nervous when he got flagged. He started touching his face and he started going like this. And I'm not a body language expert, but it didn't look good. Yeah, it caught him off guard as well. I think it was Ariel Helwani, just basically brought it up out of nowhere.
I saw that interview.
Like, why do you have one big titty or something like that? He said so. Maybe not as blunt as that, but it just came up out of nowhere.
It's this, as fans of the sport, without being directly involved in it, it's difficult for us to know what people are actually doing in terms of these PEDs that kind of go under the radar, because we have to assume that some people are taking PEDs that are not going recognized by USADA. We just don't know what people are taking.
We're not USADA scientists. People delay fights. So, for instance, Khamzat said to Weidman, "Let's fight," and he said, "I'll fight you in the new year." And he was like, "Why do you need so much time
to get the steroids out of your system?" Yeah.
Usman delayed the Gilbert Burns fight. Why? As in, what's wrong? Have you got an injury? If you have an injury, prove it. Yeah. Tell the fans.
So
why are you delaying it?
Some people are on steroid cycles.
Yeah, exactly.
They need X amount of time to get the stuff out of their system so they can pass the test.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, that kind of leads on to Khamzat. He's in Abu Dhabi again, walking around hotels looking for fights. Him and Chiesa had a little chummy run-in. They squared up to each other, and
That'd be a good fight, man. That'd be a good.
That would be a good fight. I like Chiesa. He's solid. He's solid.
Chiesa's a really good grappler.
Yeah,
and
he is.
He's got a really good record. That could be a really good test, and it would allow us to see finally just how good Khamzat's grappling is, because we haven't seen it yet. Those two
Not really,
fights
no.
against the two British guys and Gerald Meerschaert didn't reveal anything about his grappling. Well, it did. Like, we understand he's a good grappler, but we're not going to see how good he is until he actually faces a grappler.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Chiesa could be that guy.
And the other thing we don't know about him is, can he take a shot? I mean, I'm assuming he can because he's Russian, but we haven't seen it.
I'm assuming he can because he's a psycho and dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
And probably saw his parents get blown up in Chechnya.
Yeah. But yeah, he also had a little. I'm not sure if you saw it, but he had a little. He had a little wrestling exchange with DC in the hotel. They wrestled for a bit. Nothing major, but kind of. You know.
Did we learn anything from that?
The one thing that DC said is, this guy is fucking strong. Yeah. He shouted that out. So if someone who's an Olympian 25 kilos heavier than you is saying you're strong, then you're fucking strong. Yeah. But obviously, you're not going to learn much from that. But it was for show, obviously.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I just want to see this guy fight.
Yeah.
I just want
to find out. I think he'll be Magny. Magny called him out. Magny saying that he'll do it this year, apparently. Maybe Google it, check.
Yeah, well, I was going to get up the rankings for welterweight and middleweight to see who there is. But yeah, there's talk about Weidman. I think.
Yeah.
If he does, as you said, if he does fight Weidman, he could have a problem, because Weidman is an all-American NCAA wrestler, very high level. He's a big guy.
He's huge.
For middleweight. I'm assuming he can actually make weight at middleweight now. But yeah, I think Khamzat would have a difficult time.
Difficult time unless he cracks him and KOs him, which is possible.
But then Weidman has, reasonable boxing,
Yeah, but not a great chin.
Oh yeah,
not after getting KO'd 5 or 6 times in the last 7 fights.
That's a very good point.
Khamzat does have one punch KO power. So that's the problem I see in that fight for Weidman.
Yeah.
Khamzat just landing a bomb and him just fucking falling to pieces.
Yeah, so
But yeah, in terms of wrestling, very easily. Actually, Weidman would probably have the advantage because he's naturally bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So looking at welterweight, Michael Chiesa is number 8. That may be a little high.
He looked huge when he was standing next to him. How big is Chiesa? He looked massive.
Oh, he's very big. He's very big. Yeah.
He looked bigger than Khamzat.
Yeah.
He must cut a lot of weight to get to 77 kilos, 170 pounds.
Yeah, he's very big. I think he used to fight at lightweight as well, which is even more ridiculous.
That's absurd. He looked bigger than Khamzat when he squared up to him. He looked like he was like 90 kilos plus, 95 kilos maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so Michael Chiesa is number 8 at welterweight. Neil Magny is number 10. Neil Magny at number 10 I think that makes sense. Then beyond that, at 12, 13, 14, 15, you've got Jeff Neal, Nate Diaz, Anthony Pettis, Robbie Lawler. I think Khamzat would smoke Nate Diaz, Anthony Pettis, and Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, he'd murder them.
I think they all need to be just moved aside.
Yeah.
And let the new blood come in.
Yeah, Khamzat will kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
here's a good one. Okay, up at middleweight, Edmund Shabazian, number 11.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. But let's not demoralize the kid with another possible loss.
Yeah, good point.
I think that would be a tough one for him to bounce back on after the Brunson defeat.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think we made this argument before, didn't we, that his path in middleweight is easier.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And that's just a factor of, there aren't middleweights are big dudes. The talent is just less there.
Yeah,
There's only so many people in the world who can fight to a 6'2" and built.
yeah,
So I mean, number 10, Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall is very beatable, I think, at number 10 at middleweight. Brad Tavares, number 12, I think is very beatable. Then you've got Amari Akhmedov at 13, Martin Vettori at 14, Ian Heinisch at 15. You know, I think he could beat a lot of those guys.
yeah. He could. He could. Heinisch is a beast.
I don't know. Yeah, he is. I don't know
Yeah,
about his ground game though. He's
yeah.
more of
That's a good point.
it's more of a
That's
striker.
a good point. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously floating around Abu Dhabi just to kind of step in somewhere. That's why he's there.
Hoping someone will just
Yeah,
drop
100%.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Dana probably said to him, look, come to Abu Dhabi. Everything's free. Your team going to come. I'll fly your team out or whatever. Just stand by. If someone drops out, you're in. Done.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously he's going to say yes to that because he's a psychopath. So,
Yes.
yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
But speaking of psychopaths, this kind of transitions nicely into Masvidal and Covington. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen there?
What a segue.
Masvidal, another favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, you really do. So what happened with? Are they slated to fight? Do they have a date yet?
They're working on December, and it's close apparently.
Well, to me, this is pretty simple. Covington wins. Covington takes it to the ground, and he
unanimous decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible that Masvidal will crack Covington. There's always that possibility. He is an excellent striker.
Yeah, very good.
But 75-80% of the time, I think Covington takes it to the ground and just bums him on the ground.
Masvidal has got a good takedown defense, but yeah, he did. Usman did take him down a few times, didn't he? He clenched him up against the cage quite a lot. However, I mean, he only had 6 days notice for that fight, or 7 days.
Yeah,
I think with a full camp, I would give it 60-40 to Kobe. I think it's closer than. I think it's closer than what you said, simply because Masvidal's footwork's very, very sneaky. If you can defend a few takedowns, Kobe can be hit, and Masvidal hits hard.
Masvidal's takedown defense is 77%, which is very high.
Yeah, no, his takedown defense is good. But the thing is, with Colby and Usman and guys like Khabib, they will get you down at some point. They'll keep going for takedowns. They've got unlimited energy.
Yeah.
So he will get taken down. The thing is the thing about Masvidal is yeah, I mean, I would say 65-35 or 60-40 to Kobe, but I wouldn't be surprised if Masvidal KO'd him. That wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think most of the time Colby wins. Bear in mind, this will be a 5-round fight, which favors Colby.
Oh yeah, the guy's got stupid stamina.
He's got the porn star cardio.
He does.
Yeah.
He does have the porn star cardio.
But yeah, you think Masvidal is like the best thing ever?
No, I don't think. No, I give it to Kobe. I'd say 60-40. I think on a full camp, Masvidal is very dangerous.
I think he's very dangerous against other strikers. We've seen that footwork. We've seen the feints. We've seen him getting reactions from other strikers and cracking them like he did against Darren Till. That stuff is amazing.
He also KO'd an Olympian in 5 seconds. Let's not forget that.
Ben Askren.
Yeah.
He's not really our benchmark for quality, though, is he?
For wrestling quality, he is.
True, he is. He is.
Yeah, he is.
But for me,
Yeah.
for me, that was a bit of a fluke. If Masvidal did that 10 times, how often is he going to get that knee into Askren's jaw and knock him out? It's
With Askren, I'd say probably 2 times. With Colby, probably 0. Because all Askren does is just go for takedowns. He doesn't have any other element to his game.
Yeah, he's got
terrible, and
terrible,
very slow. He's very slow at shooting, incredibly slow.
Yeah.
Like even that knee, like Askren literally just went down like this in slow motion.
I think it's because his hip was fucked.
Well, I mean, whatever it was, he got starched. His career got ended that night.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you see him welcome Donald Trump to Florida? Masvidal.
Yeah, I did. Was he wearing a tracksuit?
No, he was wearing a suit, but it wasn't fitted very well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the speech he gave which was in a tracksuit.
Yeah, you're thinking about the speech he gave, which was fighters against socialism.
Yes, fighters against socialism. Of course, Masvidal is Cuban. Cubans hate socialists because of Castro and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So they're probably the only Hispanic group that is conservative and Republican.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one you're thinking of is where Trump got off the plane.
And then Masvidal
was waiting for him, yeah.
Waiting for him, yeah. And then Trump said, don't mess with that guy before he got in his car.
Yeah, so this is really weird because the Trump campaign is really embracing the UFC fighters. So I'm
they are.
If they've identified the demographic of fight fans as like a swing demographic that can help them win the election.
Well, I mean, even if you look back at the rally that was held 3 weeks ago, let's assess the people who went. Dana White obviously is the president of UFC; he has to go. Henry Cejudo, Mexican American. Ali Abdulaziz Sleaze, as Kobe calls him, Muslim immigrant from Egypt. Then we had what's his name, Gaethje, German Mexican descent, but American. And we had Masvidal, Cuban American. So that was a mixture of ethnicities.
Ticking a lot of boxes there. Yeah.
Ticking a lot of boxes there. But I think Dana and Trump have been tight for a long time. Trump really helped them in the beginning. They had a lot of trouble with booking venues. Senators like, what was his name? McCain were trying to get MMA completely banned. He tried to get a bill passed to completely ban MMA in the US. So they had loads of problems, and Trump really helped them out. I don't think Dana's forgotten that, obviously. And he is a fight fan. He used to get involved in boxing a lot. He knows Tyson. He knows Lennox Lewis. He knows all of those guys. So he's a fight fan. Probably can't keep up with it much anymore. He did refer to Ben Askren as the young guy on the block when he was talking about Masvidal KOing him. So I don't think he really knows.
No, he's not following it closely, is he?
Yeah, he's not following it closely. Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. And yeah, any other news? Has Brock Lesnar started a new steroid cycle or anything? Is he coming back?
I'm sure he has. I don't know what Brock Lesnar is up to. Is he still in the WWE?
I don't watch the WWE, I'll be honest with you. And for American viewers, the WWE is actually very, very popular in the UK. It's just Andrew and I don't watch it.
Because it's fucking lame, obviously.
It's pretty lame. Yeah, it's not real. That's why. We want to see people go to sleep in real life. No choreography of that. We want heads hitting the deck in real life. But
there was some talk of him coming back to MMA at some point fairly recently.
Yeah, I think it was his manager was on Ariel Helwani the other day, and he was really having a go at DC for some reason. I didn't catch it properly. I may watch it tonight, but he was having a go at DC. Maybe they want him to come back, have a fight with Brock. I'm not sure.
Just trying to stir some shit up for a fight.
his life now, trying to get Khamzat and Chiesa to fight in a restaurant in Abu Dhabi.
Well, a couple of things that I think DC would probably take that fight because it's an easy fight.
Yeah,
And secondly, I mean, Brock Lesnar has to be. I don't think Brock Lesnar is capable of fighting anybody at this point. Let me
yeah.
just
How
look at
old is
his
he?
record. Bear in mind, this guy came to the UFC back in 2007. Okay, so Brock Lesnar is 43. He'll be 44 in December.
So yeah, 3 years older than Cormier.
Yeah, so okay, so his last fight was against Mark Hunt, which he won via unanimous decision. That was 2016.
Jesus, that went to decision. Him and Mark Hunt.
Yeah, but it was overturned because I think Mark Hunt. Yeah, no, sorry. Brock Lesnar was found to be on steroids, obviously, so it was a no contest.
Oh, I've heard Joey Diaz talk about this in one of his rants. Yeah, sorry, it just came back to me. Yeah,
And
yeah.
before that, his fight before that was 2011, where he got knocked the fuck out by Alistair Overeem.
Oh yeah, the ream. Was that a knee to the midsection or a kick that started it, I think?
Says here body kick and punches round one.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
So this guy, and before that, Cain Velasquez lost via.
Oh, he fucked him up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
that was
Yeah.
2010. Then before that was Shane Carwin in 2010, which he won. So he hasn't won an MMA match since 2010. So
And Cain Velasquez is a partner of DC.
Yeah.
Same camp.
Or
Yeah.
was. I think maybe he's retired now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he still goes there and trains now and then, but he's retired as a fighter.
Mm.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is Brock Lesnar is done. Like
Yeah.
he's
This
not
would be a
beating
money grab.
anybody. Yeah, he's not beating anybody. He also had endometriosis, I think. Is that what it's called? Some disease of the intestines or digestive
I've never heard of that
system.
fucking disease.
Yeah,
What did it say again?
endometriosis, I think.
Endometriosis.
A very serious disease that affects like the stomach. I think he had part of his stomach removed. It was a very bad time.
Wow.
He lost a lot
Yeah.
of muscle mass.
That's what happens when you do illegal substances.
Yeah, serves him right.
This
So
shit can happen.
yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
but Brock Lesnar was never a good fighter. Well, actually, that's not true. He was always a good wrestler. So he had the wrestling base with absolute power and size and explosivity. Beyond that, he wasn't an MMA fighter.
Well, he started very late, so
Yeah.
But if you're going to start very late, the heavyweight division is the only division you can really do it in.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Or
I mean, the fact that he won fights in the UFC is testament to how thin the heavyweight division is.
Yeah, and also, you know, the size of those guys, anything can happen with a punch. They say that about every division, but it's not really true. It's mainly heavyweight and light heavyweight where loads of people have got KOs on their record in terms of getting KO'd or KOing people. But yeah, this is really interesting to me. How do you think Jon Jones is going to do at heavyweight? What do you think his chances are against Stipe and Ngannou?
Well, as I've said before, there's opportunity, I think, for smaller, lighter heavyweights to have success against the bigger guys, utilizing a speed advantage. So I would like to see some more light heavyweight guys move up. And instead of relying on size and power, they rely on speed, hand speed, mobility, agility. I think there's a gap in the market for that. Jon Jones, I think, could be quicker than a lot of these guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But against Stipe, I don't know.
Both wrestlers, of course. Him and Stipe.
Yeah. I think we have to assume that Jon Jones is probably better than probably everybody, technically. better than everybody in the heavyweight division because he
Yeah,
cleaned out that division multiple times. So I think he's
yeah,
on a
he is
level
definitely. Yeah.
beyond nearly everybody in the heavyweight division, possibly including Stipe.
Mm.
Technically far better than Ngannou, that's for sure. But of course, with Ngannou, it's the power thing. You
Yeah, it's
know,
the power thing. And I'd say Ngannou's probably got faster hands than him. His hand speed is ridiculous.
could be, could be.
Yeah, but doesn't really throw clean boxing combos, mainly because he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think he does at heavyweight?
I think Stipe will be a tougher fight for him than Ngannou. I think he can beat Ngannou. I
If
think he
Jon
could take.
Jones against Ngannou, if Jon Jones stays on the outside,
Well, he'll just use the same game plan that Stipe used against him: clench,
yeah,
take him down, wear him out, get him tired, and then beat him over with a unanimous decision.
yeah,
Whereas with Stipe,
or just stay on
sorry,
the outside, or just stay on the outside, throw front kicks, teeps, kick the legs,
yeah,
just stay out of the way of his punches.
yeah,
I think he's got two pathways to victory there. But of course, if he gets tagged, then it's probably
yeah.
game
I mean,
over.
Ngannou can put anyone to sleep,
Yeah,
but
I think
I think
Stipe is probably the more difficult fight
yeah,
for him.
Stipe is a more well-rounded fighter. Stipe will be interesting because they both have a wrestling base. Stipe is obviously a larger guy, but Jon Jones is pretty big. He's 6'4". His legs are very skinny, but he can he'll probably weigh in at around 230 pounds, I think. Maybe 225.
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Stipe is
225.
about 230 as well.
235, 230. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be much bigger than him. But that'll be the tougher fight for him, I think. Well, of course, the one thing that Jon Jones has that Stipe doesn't have is, I'd say he's got better kicks and his elbow game is very good.
Yes, it is.
Particularly kicks to the head, kicks to the body. I think Jon
Mm.
Jones has got
He's got more weapons. He does more
yeah,
things
he does more things exactly.
to
Yeah.
confuse you, and you
Yeah.
don't know what he's gonna throw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see him beating Stipe as well, to be honest.
I think it's definitely
Yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. And then who else is there at heavyweight? No one else really. He'd fuck all the rest up, I think.
Let's look at the rankings quickly. Uh,
Yeah.
so at
Yeah, look at
heavyweight, we've got
Derek Lewis will be somewhere in the top 5, I think. Oh, Curtis Blades. He'll be somewhere there.
yeah, Curtis Blades is number 2. Rosenstrike is number 3. I think Jon Jones ruins Rosenstrike.
Yeah, he'll kill him. Yeah.
As much as I love Rosenstrike's fadeaway check left hooks, which are beautiful, his game is pretty limited.
Yeah.
At 4 is Derek Lewis. Yeah, I think he beats Derek Lewis. But of course,
Yeah, he's a better wrestler.
Derek Lewis also has the one punch knockout power.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Overeem. Number 6 is Alexander Volkov. Number 7 is JDS. And then we're getting down to number 8, Walt Harris. And then Augusto Sakai at number 9. And
Your
then,
favorite fighter.
yeah, then it's all just pure garbage. Everybody else is just pure garbage.
Except for Aspinall.
Yeah, he's still unranked.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But they're all garbage. Absolute garbage.
Aspinall could find his way there in a few fights, I think.
He could be top 10 pretty soon.
Yeah. Two,
Yeah.
3 more knockouts.
Yeah, he's even less, even maybe another win, he could be ranked.
Shit, is that how thin heavyweight is?
Yeah, honestly,
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
it's a garbage division. It's garbage.
It's very entertaining, though.
It is. It is. Yeah, Aspinall's a big guy. He's light-footed.
Yeah.
He's got serious power, decent technical boxing.
Yeah.
I think he could do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Intelligent guy. Never happy with his performance. Always looking to improve himself.
That's true.
Scouser, that helps. Yeah. And then what else have we got? Oh, I wanted your opinion on this. Diverging into Bellator now. Mousasi and Lima are fighting soon at middleweight. What do you think about that?
I don't follow Bellator that closely.
But
I would say,
Mousasi's a beast.
oh, for sure.
Mm.
Mousasi is probably the best fighter out there that's not in the UFC.
Yeah, he'd fuck a lot of UFC middleweights up easily.
Yeah,
in the
Douglas
top
Lima
15.
has got fantastic kickboxing,
Yeah.
but Mousasi's a lot bigger.
Yeah, so he's moving up to fight him. Yeah, he's a lot bigger. I think Lima's 6 foot and Mousasi's 6'2".
Yeah, because Mousasi fought at heavyweight.
Did he?
He fought
Yeah, he
Mark.
probably did.
He beat Mark Hunt at heavyweight.
Yeah, he's had like 50, 60 fights, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he fought in like Japan and stuff back in the day.
He's a very, very underrated fighter.
Yeah.
Mousasi.
He would be in the UFC, but I think he's a very boring guy.
He's boring, and I think he's got an interesting personality. I actually find him quite funny. He's very blunt about things, and like if you YouTube some of his interviews, he's incredibly blunt, and I think that rubs people up the wrong way. But I can see why people find him boring. I think maybe he had an argument with someone at the UFC, and also I think when it came to the fights where he needed to win, like for instance the Uriah Hall fight, he got knocked out, but then he beat him in the rematch. He kind of didn't really perform when he really needed to.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, a lot of people probably found him boring, and then whatever shit happened. But I think he could fuck a lot of UFC middleweights up.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he fucked up Rory McDonald in Bellator.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
very, very quickly. How do you spell Mousasi? I'm trying to look him up on Topology.
Mousasi.
Mousasi. Is he Algerian, French Algerian?
No, come on, mate. He's Armenian from Iran.
Is he?
Oh, he was born in Iran, but he's Armenian ethnically.
Oh. Okay.
The hell did you get Algerian from?
Mousasi sounds North African to me. I don't know.
It's not an Armenian sounding name, because normally Armenians have a YAN at the end of their names, or IAN.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
like Shabazian, yeah.
Shabazian, Saryukian, Kardashian,
yes. Yeah. So Gegard, what a name, Gegard. Gegard Mousasi is. Don't be homophobic, Waleed. Gegard Mousasi. Come on, man. This is 2020.
I know it's 2020. Everyone's equal. I know that.
Yeah.
He's not Algerian, dude. He's Armenian.
So he's 46-7, which is a ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah. He's a very good fighter, technically. He's a very good fighter. It's one of the best MMA fighters in the last 20 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. In 2017, he beat Chris Weidman. He beat Uriah Hall 2016, Vita Belfort 2016, Thiago Santos 2016.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. He's so underrated. It's ridiculous.
He really is.
Yeah.
So I think in his fight against Lima, he's probably going to win this.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger. Although Lima's very good. Remember him fucking up Michael Venom Page.
Yeah, but to be fair, Michael Venom Page, he lost that fight by himself because he just
doing all that stupid shit. Yeah,
he stood in the sideways karate stance right in front of him, in front of a kickboxer, and Lima just kicks his leg, drops him, and yeah.
I don't know why he was dipping his head in and out as well. It was kind of like
he's an idiot.
He was just doing stupid things, really.
He's an idiot.
How do you think he would do in the UFC?
He'd get bumped.
You'd get you'd get an Adesanya.
I mean he could probably beat some.
He could probably beat some
people.
Yeah. Some of the top 15 he could beat. He could KO him probably.
I was going to say unranked fighters. Top 15, I'm not so sure because he fights tomato cans. The only
Yes.
the only people he's fought who are good are Paul Daly.
But who's 15 at welterweight in the UFC? 15 and 14.
Let's have a look.
Oh, the Paul Daly fight was fucking one of the most boring fights I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, nothing
Seriously.
happened.
Paul Daly
Robbie
used to be
Lawler.
a beast.
Robbie Lawler.
He could beat Robbie Lawler, I think, now.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
I mean,
I don't
Robbie
think
Lawler's a funny one because in that fight against Ben Askren,
he
he
fucked him
was
up.
a fucking
No.
animal. A fucking
Yeah.
animal.
He actually picked him up, which is
Yeah,
very
picked him
odd
up,
given his
fucking
wrestling
threw him,
caliber.
and
Yeah.
smashed the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
So if that Robbie Lawler turns up, I wouldn't want to be
Robbie
Michael
Lawler is
Venom
a
Page.
beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, who else is he? Yeah, he's only fought. Michael Venom Page has fought two decent people: Paul Daly and Douglas Lima.
Daly
But
used
that's
to
it.
be a beast. Daly was
He
a
was, yeah,
very, very dangerous guy back in the day.
Yeah, he got cut from the UFC, didn't he? I think for
Yeah.
punching a referee or something.
Or punch someone after the referee stopped him or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
I think that was
Something
it,
stupid. Something stupid, basically.
Yeah.
He's got very high KO percentage. Hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Where's he from? He's from the UK, isn't he? He's from Brixton or somewhere, I think.
He's definitely English.
Yeah, he's English.
Let's have a look where he's from. Nottingham.
He's from Nottingham.
Yeah.
Shottingham.
Shottingham.
So it's Dan Hardy, right?
Yep, he is.
They were talking about what the fuck is his name? The guy that just came back recently. He used to be a beast. Hispanic American guy. I've forgotten his name now.
Carlos Condit.
Yeah, Carlos Condit. They were saying that Dan Hardy should come back and fight him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I think he beat Dan Hardy. He beat Dan Hardy in their first fight, if I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, they've both been out for a while. Both
Exactly.
similar ages, similar records, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that actually. And then I want your final thought on something. And this is not MMA related. Just going back to boxing.
Oh.
This is a big question. Big question. I know you don't follow boxing. This is huge.
Christ.
Who have you got, Lomachenko or Lopez?
I don't really follow boxing, but obviously I know who Lomachenko is. I know he's the footwork wizard.
Yeah.
And a technical genius. I don't know who Lopez is, so obviously I'm going to have to go with...
Teofimo Lopez is a Latino American guy. He's very good. Covers distance very well. Hits hard. But just maybe watch this one. I know you don't follow boxing, but
when is it?
Watch this one. I think it's next week.
Okay,
Can you Google
I'll
it,
watch
please?
it. Sure.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't interfere with the UFC card, I guess.
Lopez versus Lomachenko.
It might be.
October. No,
Also,
it's today.
It's today. Oh, Jesus. What time?
It's today.
What time?
10 p.m. Eastern time, New York time.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
In about 6 hours' time.
Oh, shit. You know what a good thing about the Khabib Gaethje card is? It starts at 7 p.m. British summertime.
Yeah.
So they'll be out, what, about 12?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks. I mean, most of the time we miss the UFC fights because we have to go to bed.
We miss the main one. We miss the headliner or the co-main.
Yeah.
I normally fall asleep around the co-main or just before the co-main.
So do I. We need to move to the US, man.
We do need to move to the US.
Quit your fucking piece of shit job and
Texas.
come with me.
Texas, I think. That's where it's all happening.
Texas or Chicago? I'm seriously considering moving to Chicago.
Chi-Town, Andrew. Call it Chi-Town. That's what they call it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Who
Chi
calls it that?
Rappers mainly. I've
Oh,
heard it in
okay.
rap.
Rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Chi-town.
slang word for Chicago, I think.
There's a lot of gun crime there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of gun crime all over the US.
That's
More
true.
guns than people, remember?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
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 What a
But
place.
yeah. No, it's a beautiful country. I'd love to live in the US for a few years. But I'd probably do New York just because
Oh, it's too expensive, man.
it's too expensive, yeah, but yeah, it's too expensive. I mean, how expensive are we talking? What, more expensive than London or similar?
Probably similar.
Similar
But
to, yeah, so that's expensive.
let me put it this way. In Chicago, you can buy a condo, literally city center condo for $200,000,
Wow.
$250,000 with a pool, with a gym, views of the city.
Yeah. And
That's
let's put that in
amazing.
perspective for the American viewers, for the Americans that are watching. Firstly, thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing and so on. Please do like the videos. $200,000 is roughly about £140,000, or £130,000 approximately, circa. You cannot even buy a car garage in central London for that. There are car garages in central London that go for £200,000-300,000.
Yep.
So that's putting it into perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about buying in London. I mean, you're in the process of buying.
Yeah.
You'll be moving into your new flat soon. I was looking at a nice place in East London that would cost me £400,000, and everything, the majority of what I earn would just be to pay off the mortgage. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
forget
And
about
that'd be
taking
nowhere near
holidays.
central London.
Sorry?
That'd be nowhere near central London. It would still be a good 20-25 minute commute.
Yeah, but 20 minutes, yeah. That's about as
Yeah.
close as you could get where I was looking, yeah.
Yeah.
20 minutes into the heart of the city, yeah.
Yeah. London's ridiculous. Yeah. New York's probably the same,
Yeah.
I guess. Same kind of prices.
Yeah. All right, Matt, I've got to head off. I've got to get something to eat.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. Andrew's hungry. He's been on his BJJ and his boxing. But thank you for watching. We've covered a few topics, and we're coming out with more fight picks for Khabib Gaethje. Sorry, fight picks for Khabib Gaethje, which is happening next week. Make sure to watch the fights tonight. Take care, everyone. Bye.